Welcome back to this week's Paint Your Style. If you've been around for some of these, you can probably tell that this is not how we normally swatch. I normally swatch on Lenox cotton, and today we are swatching on black paper. That is because it is the 1-year anniversary of the Paint Your Style challenge happening. I have not been participating for a full year. I participated on and off in 2022, but for the challenge this week, you were allowed to pick any image from the previous year that either you really liked or that you hadn't completed. And so I selected a series of images, and then I actually let one of my friends go through and pick which one was her favorite, and then I also let her pick the colors with a little bit of guidance from me on how many of each shade I thought I would need, and the fact that I knew I needed 2 spots for whites. She got to pick all of the shimmer colors I used, and so that was super fun. I sort of got to hand this project over to somebody else where I did all the painting for it, but somebody else made the decisions when it came to color palette and which was the final image I chose or got to paint. So this is the Stonehenge Aqua Hotpress in the mini Legion pad size. I will list all the shimmer paints below. Not all these shops still exist. One of these is Skele-grow and one of these is permanent white gouache. Both of them are very opaque, but they water down differently. As with normal, I will leave all the full names and shop info below. There just wasn't space on the swatch card. I do find that if you're labeling black paper that a jelly roll white pen works best, though they are notoriously bad for clogging, and I have gone through so many that just stop writing, and even like the paper towel warm water trick doesn't work anymore. So with this being our color palette, I am excited to get into the piece. So painting paper wise, this is the Strathmore Mixed Media Black, which I really like just because of how thick it is. It can take quite a lot of working, and I know that I'm going to be layering quite a lot onto it. I don't know which white I've grabbed. I used both in this series of mountains, and yeah, it was super fun. I've dropped the image. This was just fun. It was different. It's the way I really like working with metallics. I like using them in this sort of accenty way. I like just getting to play with my paint in this sort of way, and I don't always get to. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes into the product launch that happens. There's still a video that needs to come out for it. And so just getting to play with sparkles is always fun. The really important thing when putting down the sparkles was that the white was dry, and so I made sure that I had the mountains work to a level I wanted before I got into the sparkly paint, because I knew I couldn't go back and touch them up very much afterwards. My mountains are nowhere near as detailed as the original, and they lose quite a lot of detail as they dry, unfortunately, because I did really like them wet. For the sky section, it's all about color blending. Not all metallic paints blend together very nicely, and so it's always a gamble. That being said, I was super happy with how this came out together, and it's just always so much fun to get to paint with something that's sparkly, because I used to get to do this quite a lot, and I just don't get to as much. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. At the very end, I do include clips of this painting outside so that you can really see the reflectiveness of the shimmer. It wasn't a super sunny day, so you don't get the full effect, but you can definitely see how the shimmers reflect the light, and it is really pretty.